put them all exactly on top of one another, only the bilge panels, and they'll drill 4 at once. Why do they have to know what a right angle is?
You have to keep the ends at right angles.
Sorry?
You have to keep the ends at right angles.
Yes, they've got to be together, and if you're not, you'll stuff it, but it will just drill more holes, right? At the end of this, we're going to have 100 holes to drill in. Okay. If you back it up on top and you're clever enough to go at right angles, you can drill 1 hole through 4 sheets at a time. If you don't know what a right angles is, you'll do something like that, and you have the danger of drilling the hole in the bottom sheet in the wrong place. So if you trust one of your team to go down straight through 4 sheets, do it that way. If you don't, go along and drill them individually. So far so good? So now we have gone around and only on the build sheet, all 4 of them, we have marked and drilled them. Alright? Now we're going to join them together with a butt join. Now Dave up here, say thanks Dave, because he's going to save you an enormous amount of work.
Thanks Dave.
We have some joiners. We're actually going to get some glue, and we're going to turn these upside down, because we want our glue join, or our butt join rather, on the inside. We don't want a dirty big lump of plywood on the outside of our canoe. Before we do, we're going to put a mark up the centre. See, that's pretty accurate. And so that we can do that. And I want it in about 5 mil from each side. So we're going to put glue on this, put that on there, put that on there. Now, this bit of plywood is sacrificial, which means we're only doing it for today and we will take it off tomorrow when the glue has set. Okay, this is the top panel, and there's a trick here that we'll have to think about. When we're putting this on, it's going to go down low. Does anyone know why that gap's there? Okay, because we're going to put the gunnel or the gunwale on there, and it'll be in our way for the moment. But I'll make sure I come around to you before you actually glue this together. We don't want that stuck to the canoe, so we're actually going to put some plastic underneath it. All right? So the outside, see the scrappy ply? You don't want that on your canoe, do you? So you're going to put some plastic. Now the problem is, you can't see what you're doing. So you've got to make sure that's glued, it's in the right spot, that's glued, it's in the right spot, and then you've got to hold them very, just put your foot on it, put your hand on it, just push that in for me, and you go down the other end and push that in for me. Don't fight each other, just push it together. And you've got to make sure, can you see that nice join there? Almost invisible, right? We don't want something like, especially we don't want something like that. Okay, and kids do it, and we just have to chisel it off and start again. So to the line, slide it together, piece of plastic, piece of ply, pull it down to the bottom, because that's the top, and we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 button heads, and that's how we're going to put all our panels together. So let's see what we've done so far. We've laid out all our panels. We've marked the inside. We're planing and drilling the bilge panels. Then we're going to start assembling our panels. So far so good? Then you better listen to, because if you get this wrong, you're going to have to scrape all this spewy, horrible stuff out of your canoe and start again. Right, this is glue. It's epoxy glue, which means it has part A and a part B. This one's the resin. You want to call it part A or B?
Resin and hardener.
Okay, resin and hardener. We need 2 squirts of that to 1 squirt of that. Okay, and then we start again, because some people go squirt, 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 squirt. They haven't got a clue what the mix is. We just have to chuck it out. So, when you're mixing glue, don't talk to anyone. Don't think about what's on telly or worry about your phone. If you're mixing glue and nothing else. Okay? The smarter you are, the easier it is to stuff it up, right? Make sure you've got a full pump. So, Number one, a pump all the way down. Right, a pump all the way down. What's my mix so far? Is it right? No, so I've got to come back here and do a pumpy stuff. Make sure you give it a really, 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 really good mix, right? Go back and forth, scrape the sides, round and round, till it is really, really well mixed. So you've got about 40 minutes before this is dead. Now you get halfway through, you're running out, use the same cup. As long as you can move the paddle pop stick, you can just keep adding glue. But when you add the glue, 2, 1. We're all happy on that? Right, this is the one thing I cannot fix. If you get the wrong glue mix, it just won't go off. So it must be 2 of those, 1 of those. Now, we also have a powder because this is 2 running. See how it's 2 running? So we're going to use, and we'll get that in a minute, the grey powder, and we put a bit in and mix it, and a bit in and mix it. And we can go from cream to peanut butter. It doesn't really matter. Some of the jobs I'll say you really need thick glue because otherwise it will run off, okay? So that glue's mixed. So